That's literally how my friend watched John Wick. He was watching it on the computer where his hand could reach the arrow button to skip the uninteresting parts of the film, and that is dangerous to cinema. If you thought that was an anomaly, I remember watching this specific sequence of Bong Joon-ho's Mother with my family on Netflix, and this long 9-minute sequence almost made my father fall asleep for nothingness. Yet it is somehow a crucial point in the film, as we the audience are asked to reflect what the nameless mother herself had done. A moment of silence, reflection, question about morality. If we were put in the same position, will we do the same thing as she did? With the convenience of the right button for fast forward or space to pause, we're inclined to take a break for a while or perhaps plan to watch this film in the next few days after finishing a busy task. Even worse, not continuing what we had started because there's just nothingness on the film, decreasing our retention of attention more than ever. I'm not saying that I'm not guilty of that too. I, who control the film, had at the very least the urge to press the button, or perhaps to take my phone and do my homework while watching, eventually not paying attention to what is happening on the screen. Some might argue, hasn't this all happened before in the era where we would rent DVDs? Yes, at those times, phones might not be that addictive, but we still take control of the film, since the remote is in our hands. To counter that, you need to spend around $4 for a film that you have to return in a couple of days. For other film, perhaps around $1 until $2. And would you want to waste your money for those couple of bucks in one film? Meanwhile, the latest subscription plan Netflix offered is $9.99 per month. The premium plan, you get to watch on 4 devices simultaneously for just $19.99. That's basically just $5 per user, all you can stream for a month, without any worries that your film might disappear from the platform unless Netflix streaming rights to the film expire. So why worry? Why waste our time to watch this uninteresting moment that doesn't really contribute to the story? Can we just skip this part? Or perhaps it's just convenient to watch it in our time, and I'm going to divide this film 3 until 4 sections, so I'm going to watch it part per part, depending on when I'm not busy. I've encountered a lot of people with this thought. At first, I thought that it wasn't really a problem, but I saw now that it actually altered our behavior on watching films. Back in my teenager days, me and my family or my friends would just visit the cinema for once a week, no matter what films are playing that time. It was like a sacred ritual for us to visit the cinema once every 7 days and watch what films are in there. It could be entertaining, film that test our patience, art house films, films that are socially relevant. We will watch a diverse range of topics. Whether it is good or bad, that comes later. But like someone who just got out from the art gallery, we talk a lot about the film itself. And sadly, what I see today now, cinema itself is defined as an entertainment form to satisfy the audience needs. You can't control what is playing in the theaters. The only thing you could do is just walk out and miss the rest of the film. In streaming, you can skip the part that causes you discomfort, make you emotional, or is too vulgar to watch. All in just one button. One. And the impact hits hard to what we call art films. Just imagine my friend watching John Wick, one of the best action films to exist. He skipped it because he deemed it too slow. How about art film that lingers too long to test the audience patience, to bring out emotion that we've never felt before? Perhaps it was meant to make you uncomfortable, showing scenes that mainstream film don't show. I've seen a lot of these cases from my friends, family, or even some random community I've encountered while surfing on the internet. It just feels heartbreaking to know that this happened. The cast and crew had poured out their blood and sweat to make the moving frame exist. But what I ought to worry tends more to how production companies would react when they realize that consumer behavior had changed. Like YouTube itself, it is no secret that streaming platform has an AI-generated algorithm to look into the user analytics, predicting on what the user want to see next. Like any other company seeking profit, to maximize their ROI, they would need to produce content that suits the audience taste. At some point before, it doesn't really seem that concerning. Hundreds of reports and news, and based on my observation as well, streaming companies who had their own production house had diversified their content. It is just now that I realize a lot of films created by streaming companies seems to be edited choppily, fast pace we try to let audience breathe, all thanks to how the audience consume films. Perhaps I might be wrong about this, but whenever I come across the original streaming program and watch them, there's just a lot of instances where I could feel that it's all just to chase the algorithm. But movies themselves can't always be created based on analytics. It's an art form of expression, and then it's just concerning to see how this will become the future of film. I might be going round and round about this thing. I might only just ranting some shit right now, but this is what I truly feel, and it's just very concerning that the film industry has grown into this kind of state. Again, the statement I made is mostly based on my observation itself, and I actually open to any discussion to talk about this, so you can maybe just comment down below right now. Do you think that it will happen maybe someday where we would just watch films because of the analytics, or are we already living in that era right now? And yeah, I really would like to know your thoughts. And yeah, that's it. And I'll be seeing you next week with a real video essay this time. So, not ranting. So yeah, well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.